Kurt backs me up, saying that even if things don't work out with us, Joey will still have his game nights and hangout time. Joey looks between us skeptically and says we have to pinky swear, which feels very 12-year-old but also kind of perfect. We both stick out our pinkies and he links them with ours, making us repeat the promise out loud. After that, he unpauses his game and goes back to playing like nothing happened, but I catch him grinning at the screen. Our first official date happens 3 days later at this quiet Italian place Kurt found across town. He picks me up and opens the car door, which makes me roll my eyes but also smile. The restaurant is small with dim lighting and checkered tablecloths, and we get seated in a corner booth away from other people. For the first time since this whole thing started, we can just talk without worrying about Joey overhearing, or Audrey texting, or anyone else's feelings hanging over us. Kurt tells me about his music and his plans after graduation, and I tell him about my college applications and my complicated relationship with my parents. Halfway through dinner, he reaches across the table and takes my hand, and I let him without pulling away. His thumb traces circles on my palm while we talk, and it feels both exciting and right, like something that was worth all the waiting and complicated conversations. When the waiter brings the check, Kurt insists on paying even though I offer to split it. Walking back to the car, he keeps holding my hand, and I realize this is actually happening, and it doesn't feel scary anymore. Over the next few weeks, everything starts settling into a new normal that feels more honest than before. Audrey and I text more regularly again, starting with small things like homework complaints and funny videos. She tells me about her second date with the guy from art class, and I can hear genuine happiness in her messages, instead of the forced excitement she used to have about Kurt. We meet for coffee once without it being weird, and she sets a clear boundary that she doesn't want to hear about my relationship stuff, which I completely respect. Kurt and I figure out how to date while keeping Joey's stability as the main priority, which means some date nights get canceled when Joey needs extra attention. I notice Joey gradually opening up more at the school, and he mentions a kid named Jonathan who actually seems to like hanging out with him for real. One Thursday, he asks if Jonathan can come to game night sometime, and I suggest maybe they could hang out without me there too. The look on his face tells me that's a new concept he's never really considered before. Thursday game night becomes this sacred thing that's just Joey and me every single week, no matter what else is happening. We have our routine now where I show up at 6 with snacks, and he's already got the console set up with whatever game he's been obsessing over that week. Kurt usually brings home pizza around 7 and hangs out with us for a bit before giving us space to finish our gaming session. After Joey goes to do homework around 9, Kurt and I usually watch a movie together on the couch, just talking about our days and making out during the boring parts. One Thursday evening, while Joey's in his room and Kurt and I are watching some action movie, my phone buzzes with a text from Audrey. It's a photo of her and art class guy at some gallery opening, both of them smiling genuinely at the camera. Her message says she thinks this one might actually be different in a good way. I text back that I'm really happy for her and I mean it completely. Looking at that photo, I realize we all somehow found our way to something better than what we were desperately holding on to before. It's not perfect, and it's definitely not what any of us originally planned, but it's real and honest,